happy birthday, University Center of Technology in Cottbus. I'm Marco Gambitta. I originally come from Italy, actually, and I've done my studies there, but I came in Germany here for the first time at the end of my master thesis for the internship and master thesis itself. And this brought me to Rolls-Royce, actually. And since after the finish of my studies, I was recommended to come here to Cottbus to keep working still with Rolls-Royce, but within the frame of research, and that's what brought me actually to the UTC and to be here today. Okay, so I'm working at the moment as a researcher within the UTC framework and within the VIT6 project. A part of this is the research within this framework. Part of it is my responsibility, and as focused on the novel techniques for measuring vibration. So we are focusing on the fan itself, the outer part that you can see from outside the engine, which is the main driver of the engine, what gives the most power of it, and therefore it's for us very, very important. And as vibration are happening, and these are interesting always for the well-functioning, but also for the safety of the engine, we want to find new ways which are always cheaper, so can be applied to all the engines that are flying, not only test engines, but also on the other side accurate to monitor what the engine is doing. This is the framework of the project, and for me, I think personally is an interesting research possibility because it brings together a very concrete, solid industrial need, but also within the research framework. So there is a lot of space for us to bring new ideas, our new techniques, and to work within this edge between a specific industrial need, but within a very novel framework within research. I wouldn't say specifically aviation, but turbo machinery in general, yes. It's a big part of what the course of study where I started from. And well, turbo machinery in general have a quite wide application within engineering itself. And of course, aviation is one of the most interesting ones. I think there are a lot of course, constraints also within aviation that makes it more challenging. And maybe it was not because I didn't see myself having a possibility to get into this topic, but well, it happened, and maybe it's sort of a dream come true, yeah. To build and test an engine is very expensive and fairly complicated, and numerical methods that we have nowadays are actually developing quicker and quicker. So the idea and the challenge to be always closer to representing the actual hardware in a numerical and virtual environment is always more appealing, and not only appealing but realistic also nowadays. But this of course brings several challenges on, and that's why these projects come to life, so that we close the gap always and come closer and closer and have an always more detailed representation in our numerical world of what the reality is. Never forgetting that what is interesting for us in the end is the real hardware, and therefore the connection with the industry itself is very important, because the hardware exists, the measurements exist, and so we can be sure that the two worlds are aligning together. What I find appealing and has a lot of interest for me is exactly this connection between the industry and the academia, because I think are two worlds which need to both exist, but if the closer they coexist, the better it is. So it has a lot of value to have an an academical environment where it's possible also to push forward new ideas, to try new things, to see where new ideas come and where new ideas brings us to develop technology. But on the other side, it's very good to have a very direct connection with the industry, so that we can actually keep those ideas and those developments very linked to an industrial application and to something which really is bringing today's technology a bit forward. I personally got to know Cottbus because of the UTC itself. As I mentioned, I started my, career as an engineer after the master thesis within Rolls-Royce, and the Cottbus itself and the university in Cottbus BTU was actually the place where I found this link between university and academia, and that's what brought me here to work. I appreciate that the fact that this collaboration is ongoing and ongoing for so many years, which has built also a quite strong bond, not only with the in-personal industrial environment itself, but also with colleagues that I'm happy that I may call colleagues within Rolls-Royce itself. And also I think we had several successes, as for example, I would mention some of the innovation awards that we were awarded with by Rolls-Royce, so which for me is a good signal that the research that we are doing has an actual interest and industrial application in the end. I would also mention that we are opening now some collaboration also with my older universities. We had 2 Erasmus students which are actually finishing today their thesis, and so I'm hoping that this keeps opening the horizon for more people, more different ideas, different competence from around the world that can join us in this very interesting field.